Hey Internet, it's Gunter with MiniMishaps, and today we are reimagining some of our favorite NPCs as animalians. So today is the release of Marvel's What If series, so we thought it would be fun to have our own little What If corner of the homebrew D&D universe and answer the question, what if the Gromican curse had happened in Capital City instead of Athlaca? So if you don't know the story, Athlaca, 1,000 years ago, was punished by the other pantheon gods for supporting the Gromican gods. The Gromican gods, or Greco-Roman gods, Zeus and Poseidon and all those, had been depowered and punished to walk among the mortals by the other pantheons. So that curse of the city where they resided turned all of the human and elven and gnomish residents into the animalians that we have today. So the canids, the catkin, the wanti, all of the animal races largely have their origins at that moment. 1,000 years ago the world was created, and animalians were created as a punishment for the people that supported the Gromican gods. Well, in the world we have come full circle, as it were. The Gromican gods now are moving to fight the Hungry Dark. They're doing it for a couple of reasons. One, they want to stay alive, and two, they want to redeem themselves and believe that if they can get rid of the Hungry Dark, which so far gods have been unable to do. They've tried trapping it in a planar prison, it escaped. They tried burying it under the Neocap. That's where they met the problem today, is it's eaten its way up through the rock. So the Gromican gods believe that they can reascend to godhood by dispatching of the Hungry Dark. So if they succeed, that might be possible, but if they fail, we might be looking at another curse from the other pantheons, and that would mean, since the battle has come to New Anfang Academy, Capital City, that those places, the characters would be turned into animalians as well. So we are going to be looking at some of our characters and seeing what they would look like if we had them cursed to be animalians. Now, we'll be using Hero Forge throughout. We use this a lot for design ideas and things like that. So first up, we are going to look at Axe the Barbarian. Bardbarian. His name is Axe. He carries a guitar, all of that. So he is sort of a permanent nomad resident. So he comes and goes, but he doesn't really have a house or land in Capital City. So he would probably be one of the ones that was in the wrong place at the wrong time, although would fight the Hungry Dark if given the opportunity. So we are reimagining Axe the Bardbarian as Axe the Bardbarian. So, Axe the Bardbarian. Axe the Bardbarian bear. You get the idea. He's going to be a bear. So here he is. We've changed the look a little bit and the color a little bit, and we've got our first cursed resident. Okay, Bandana Joe is a gun for hire, a mercenary for hire. He's a Skyfell, so he came out of the Sky Portal with something that almost never happens in the GetherVerse, which is firearms. We don't generally have guns in the GetherVerse, but Bandana Joe had his with him when he was pulled from another world. So he's got a limited number. He doesn't really use his firearms because once he runs out of those 6 bullets on each side, he won't be able to use them anymore. because there isn't gunpowder, so he won't be able to rebuild any bullets or things like that. But iconic picture of the cowboy with the pistols. So he has always been a tough exterior, which I think translated over to being a turtle, an anthropomorphic reptilian turtle folk copy, Ninja Turtle. They've all had lots of different versions and options, but we've got, and just it only took a little color change to switch him over to being sort of a reptilian color. But the cowboy Ninja Turtle, the cowboy kappa there, Bandana Joe, reimagined in this what if as a turtlekin. Moving on to poor Glosha. So Glosha is a half-orc, and she is the proprietor of Glosha's Pub, which is probably the tavern that sees the most new adventurer players coming through the world. A lot of people start at Glosha's Pub. And so she's also in New Anfang, which is right at the heart of the Hungry Dark battle. So she is, we're going to go with Elephantin here, sort of a personality, larger than life, kind of a scenario. So I kept the green, and I think I like the orcish green on Elephantin. It's a little bit fantastic. It's a little bit suspension of disbelief, but I think there could be like an olive-colored Elephantin there. So plus already had the tusks. The teeth just kind of morphed. So with Glosha, we've got now Glosha's Pub is owned by Glosha the Elephantin. Next up, we have got Mason the Sewer Sage, and Mason lives under the city in the sewers, and I can only imagine that he would be ecstatic to be turned into a cockroach. That just seems like he would love to be an insected at all, especially one that would already inhabit the sewers. So it seemed apropos, so we're going to change. This one took a little bit more work because we couldn't just change the body, because the insected body that's on Hero Forge is really thin, and Mason the Sewer Sage is relatively portly, as you can see from his starting picture here. So we did have to bulk out that insected a little bit. And then when I spin them around here, this is absolutely my favorite part. I didn't know that the Hero Forge insected had a big ol' thorax. Thorax? Not thorax. Thorax is the middle part with all the legs. The abdomen? The back part sticks out of his cloak, and I love that. I think that's really funny. That's awesome. So we changed the coloration to be more like an insect as well, and that is Mason the Sewer Sage. So it wasn't just heroes that would be caught up in this scenario. If the curse went off, it would be the villains that participated in the battle as well. And one of the long-standing villains that would be freed if the Hungry Dark was destroyed would be Yagzhu. So Yagzhu's physical form was incinerated at the Battle of Castle Yagzhu, but he's an immortal, so his essence, his soul, his magical energy wasn't able to leave the world. So when the Hungry Dark came and digested all of his ash that was in the soil, that imprint went into the nanites of the Hungry Dark. So if the Hungry Dark is defeated, it's likely that he would turn some part of them into a body for himself, probably back to his original body, and then the curse would come after that. And so we're going to reimagine our immortal Yagzhu Erguptian villain From Ergyptian is one of the other pantheons of gods, and they also made a race. It's the Egyptian. So we have Gromican for Greco-Roman and Ergyptian for Egyptian. So I can only imagine a crocodile would be a perfect fit for Yagzhu, being, living a long time and being from the big kind of desert river part of the world. I think the crocodile really is a good fit here. We have come to the last character, and we are going to do King Grantham himself. And we hardly had to do anything. We changed the species to canid, which is a dog anthropomorphic dog. And his already red hair just perfectly changed him into sort of a red hair shepherd of some kind. And it's just perfect. It just was an accidental perfect change to the canid there. So the king of Capital City and the human continent is a canid now, or would be in this what if. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you like what you saw, go ahead and subscribe, and you can support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee, and we will see you for the next video. Thanks, Internet.